Phew, rolling? Cool. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alicia, and today we're going to talk about how to describe people. This is a great lesson for beginners and, of course, for review, too. I'm going to talk about some patterns you can use, basic patterns for describing appearance, number one. Then I'm going to talk about patterns to use for personality expressions. And finally, I'm going to do some grammar review. So how to use relative clauses to give some more details about people. This is really, really useful when you want to specify someone. So for example, if there's someone across the room that you're trying to point out to someone, you can use this grammar point to do that. So today I'm going to fill up the board with lots of example sentences. Please send your example sentences along in the chat too. Okay, I see many people in the chat today. Hello, YouTube. Pablo Dot and Khaleesi, maybe? Hi, hey, Leah. Daniel, Mimi, Markinson, Mauricio, hello. And on Facebook, some people live. Komali Hussein, hello. Suskahone, sorry if I said that wrong. Ilhame Bori, hello. Gilbert and Maribel, hello. Okay, a couple of announcements as we start for this week's lesson. As always, there is free stuff for you from the link below the video if you are watching on YouTube, above the video if you are watching on Facebook. If you are watching on Instagram, please check the link on YouTube or on Facebook. We have a free vocabulary and expression-related PDF, so I will show you maybe the family one and some work-related ones perhaps a little bit later. But check these out if you have not already. These are for free from EnglishClass101.com. Okay, second announcement, I'll show you, let's look at this picture. This is a picture, I've shown this many times before on the live stream, but this is from our monthly review series. We're going to make this, I think, next week. So if you want to participate in the next monthly review. If you don't know, monthly review is a chance for you to send us an audio or a video message, like answering a challenge question that we have every month. So I think this month is like, what did you do this summer? I think that's the challenge question. You can check this month's challenge question from the English Class 101 YouTube channel. Search for the monthly review in the search box. And you can find the most recent episode. There's a link as well in the description to send us your audio or video file. So please, please, please send us audio, video. No text, no pictures, but audio and video, please. So that is announcement 2. Great, there are lots of people now. Thanks very much for coming. Please, as you join, make sure to like the video and share it as well so that other learners can find it. I'm going to share the video now, and then I'm going to start today's lesson. Today I'm going to start by talking about appearance-related expressions. So I'm going to cover some very, very basic phrases. Ooh, that's noisy. I'm going to cover some basic phrases you can use to express people's appearance. That means the way a person looks. I'm going to talk about the patterns we use to talk about like hair or eye color, and to talk about the adjectives we use relating to the body. So let's begin. And of course, throughout this, please feel free to send your own example sentences in the chat. That would be great to include some of your examples on the board as well. So let's get started. First, appearance-related expressions. So I'm going to focus on using have and has and is and are. So we're going to make some very basic sentences to talk about people's appearance. First, if our subject is I, you, we, or they, we'll use this pattern. To make it negative, we'll use don't. This is the reduced form of do not. And then we'll use have plus a noun phrase. So for me, for an example of this, I would say, I am the subject. I have brown hair. So a very simple expression to describe my appearance. Here's my subject, I have So this is a positive sentence. And my noun phrase here is brown hair. I have brown hair. To make it negative, I could say something like, I don't have blonde hair. So this is how we make this basic appearance related statement with a noun phrase. So no adjectives used here. If, however, your subject is he or she, you probably won't use it to describe a person. If you want to describe an animal, maybe you could use it. But for talking about people, we'll use he or she. And in this sentence, if you want to make it negative, we need to use doesn't. He or she doesn't plus have plus noun phrase. So in this case, for example, let's see, I could say control desk today. He doesn't have, to make a negative, he doesn't have black hair. He doesn't have black hair. So again, we're using a noun phrase. I've made this negative with doesn't. If, however, so I've made this into a negative form. I've made this negative pattern here. If, however, your sentence is positive, please remember that instead of have, we need to use has. So for a positive sentence, meaning no, doesn't, we need to use has. He has brown hair, or she has blonde hair. So some examples are in here. Why not hairs? Why not hairs? When we're talking, someone asked that question. Pasta Kim asked that question in the YouTube chat. We use hair, no S, to talk about all of this on our head. We use hair alone to refer to all of this. We use hairs when we see a few pieces somewhere, like, oh, there are some hairs on the floor over there. Where did those come from? When you're talking about all the hair on your head, we use hair, not hairs. Okay, examples from one of our members, Paulino. Hello, she doesn't have brown hair. Very nice example sentence. Some of you are saying things not related to appearance. Good. So she doesn't have money is correct. Please remember, today we're focusing on appearance. So how does a person look? That's what we want to practice today. So send your example sentences in. Hai Nguyen says she has an oval face. Yeah, good. So you can talk about face shape with this. So an oval face, or like a square face. Good. Or a round face. Good. Andrew says, he doesn't have red eyes, but he has blue eyes. Okay, good. Dennis says he doesn't have long ears. Make sure when you use a negative, he doesn't have. So when you make a negative sentence, the verb following does not change. When you make a positive sentence, has needs to change. Okay, good. She has blue eyes, says Silva Alexandre on Facebook. Great. Antonio says she has a mean look. Oh, interesting. Okay, very nice. Kyra says she has brown skin. Very nice. Okay, great examples, everyone. So we can talk about eye color, skin color, hair color, and so on with a very simple sentence. And this is actually how native speakers do it. It does not need to be complicated. So let's go to the second part here. The second part is using this pattern, using is and are plus an adjective. So remember, an adjective is a word that we use to describe a noun. We use it to give more information about a noun. So we can use 3 different patterns. When we want to talk about ourselves, use this pattern. I am not plus adjective. So for example, I am not tall. I am not tall. If I write it down here, you can't see it, yeah? So for example, I am not tall. So notice, in this sentence, my adjective here is tall. When you choose an adjective, make sure it's an appearance-related adjective. So don't choose something that's related to like their work necessarily. Make sure it's something that expresses their appearance. So, I am not tall. This is a good one. That's true, actually. Of course, to make this sentence positive, simply remove not. I am tall. I am tall. And to make this even more natural, reduce I am to I'm. I'm not tall, or I'm tall, and so on. So this is the pattern we use when you're talking about yourself. This is an I subject pattern. However, if your subject is you, we, or they, so you want to talk about your friend, or you want to talk about your group, or if you want to talk about a group of people outside you, follow this pattern. You are, to make it negative, not, and an adjective again. I haven't seen any examples there yet, so I'll make my own sentence. So for example, if I want to talk about my friend, I might say, you are short. You are short. So if I want to express something like that, in a positive sentence, I would use you and are. So are is used for these three subjects. We are short. Maybe you and your friend are short together. You want to express that. Or they are short as well, too. Some good examples are coming in. I am short. Okay. Someone says, I'm not sexy. Okay. I am not fat. Okay. I am not tall. Very nice ones. Okay. Do you need hot tea? Yes, I've been drinking lots of hot tea. My voice is a little out of it. You are slim. Another good one. Slim, slim. Very nice examples. Finally then, Leah says, I'm not short, I'm vertically challenged. Nice one, Leah. Let's go to the last pattern for this one. He or she. If he or she is your subject, you want to talk about a friend or a family member, you could say he or she. And here, the verb is. He is or she is, adjective. He is tall. She is pretty. He is handsome, and so on. To make it negative, use not. So he is not handsome, or she is not pretty, and so on. My friend is not tall. Oh, great example. Hamza on YouTube. So in this, I've used I, you, we, they, he, she. You can also express a person in this position and use this pattern. So my friend is not tall, or my mother is short, and so on. To use a person, the name of a person, use this final pattern here. Great. She is pretty. Perfect. Perfect. Nice one. She is beautiful. Good. Good, good, good. Excellent. She is nervous. So nervous is maybe about a condition we'll talk about in this part. For this pattern, I wanted to focus on practicing appearance-related vocabulary words. It looks great. Looks great. Thanks very much for your examples, everybody. Okay, we'll take one short break, and then we'll go to part 2 for today's lesson. Part 2 will focus on these personality and condition expressions, which uses this pattern, actually. So I think we'll go to the camera. Cool. Let me find the one I wanted to show you for today, which was about your family. There it is. Good. So I thought this would be a perfect PDF to show you again today. This is the Family and Relatives PDF. It does include family vocabulary, some very common family vocabulary. So we can use this actually in part 2. My question for you in part 2 is about describing someone in your life. On the back are some expressions to use for the first time you meet someone as well. So I thought this would be a nice one to review. Also, this holiday, Thanksgiving, is coming soon. So this is one PDF I thought would be good to review for today's practice and to practice today's grammar point as well. So this is one thing you can find from the link below the video. There are many, many more, so please make sure to check the link if you have not for a while. There's a lot of new stuff. So find these from the link. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description box. If you're watching on Facebook, there's a link above the video in the description box. If you are watching on Instagram, please check YouTube or Facebook to get these. And sorry, I cannot see your comments live. Alrighty, let's go to part 2 for today's lesson. If you are just joining, today's topic is how to describe people. How to describe people with relative clauses a little bit. So the last point is going to be about relative clauses. Okay, let's get to part 2 though. So in part 2, I want to talk about personalities and conditions. So when I say personality and condition, I mean the adjectives you choose. So in part 1, we practiced adjectives about appearance, yeah? Like tall, short, slim, pretty, handsome, appearance-related adjectives. Here, we're going to focus on personality and condition-related adjectives. So please consider your adjective choice when you prepare your example sentences here. Let's take a look. You'll notice very quickly, these patterns are exactly the same as the ones I introduced over here. We just need to create a different expression by changing the type of adjective. So for example, when I use the I subject pattern, I am, if I want to say not, to make it negative, I can, plus an adjective. So for example, I am sick. That's true. I have a bit of a cold. I am sick. So sick means not healthy. This expresses a condition. This is my condition. I am sick, or I am a little sick. I'm a bit sick. This expresses condition. If we want to make a you or a we or a they sentence, we follow it with are, and we use not plus adjective. So for example, you are hardworking. So here, hardworking is my adjective. Hardworking refers to a personality trait. Someone who works very hard, we can describe them with the adjective hardworking. I am hardworking. You are hardworking. Mayor on YouTube says, I am starving. Great, I'm starving. Nice one. Some other examples are coming in. I'm tired. I am lazy. Good. I'm not sick. Good examples, everybody. Kya says, I am brave on Facebook. Good ones. Okay, let's go to this he and she pattern. Again, this is the same pattern as the person. So when you want to talk about a family member or a friend, you can use their title, kind of, my mom or my dad or my friend or my roommate. We use the same pattern for both of these. Plus is. To make the sentence negative, we'll include not and an adjective. So for example, he is not funny. He is not funny. He is not funny. Or something similar. So again, a funny is an adjective that refers to someone's personality. So that means maybe his jokes are not very good. He is not funny. Or maybe I could use this pattern. My mother, hey mom, is very talkative. My mother is very talkative. So talkative means someone who likes to talk a lot. We can include very before our adjective to add emphasis. Okay. Gertrude said, my sister is pregnancy. Very close. Pregnancy is a noun. My sister is pregnant. Pregnant is the word. My sister is pregnant is correct. Good examples. He is talented. Excellent examples. Excellent examples. So I'll include a list of your adjectives over here. You can help each other. Talented. Nice one. Ernesto says, what does starving mean? Starving means I'm very, 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 very hungry. I'm starving. I'm starving. I'm starving. I'm super, super hungry. Someone says, I'm not funny. Okay. He is not friendly. Uh-oh. Okay. He is not big. Big is maybe an appearance-related adjective. Let's try to make a list of some... Oh, we can't quite see this one. Thank you. Let's try to make a short list of some personality and condition-related adjectives here. That's a good one to practice together. Personality ones. Someone wrote... Paulina said he is a good student. He is a good student. That one is about a person's condition, a person's like personality type, I suppose too. We can use that as well. I'm focusing a bit on adjectives for this lesson. He is annoying. Good example. Annoying. Annoying means someone usually who does like the same thing over and over and over again, like little kids maybe. Like my brother and I were very annoying when we were kids. We would like hit each other in the car, for example. Very annoying, very annoying. Other examples. My father is not talkative. Someone says, what is an adjective? An adjective is a grammar word. Adjective means a word that describes a noun. It gives us more information about a noun. All right, nice examples. Vicky said, my brother is an outgoing person. Good. So you can say my brother is an or a plus noun phrase. So something, 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 making a noun phrase there is great. Or just my brother is outgoing is also nice. So outgoing, you can imagine out, like your personality goes out. So you want to share a lot and talk a lot. That's an outgoing person. They're good at talking to people. Okay, we only have a few minutes left. So I think I'll finish up there. So just keep in mind your adjective choice when you're describing someone. Make sure to consider your adjectives. There are some personality and condition adjectives, and there are also appearance-related adjectives to consider. But for today, I want to conclude by talking about using relative clauses to specify. And maybe I have one quick minute to remind you. I won't show up close, I don't think. But if you have not, please do make sure to check the link below the video. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook, check the link above the video to find our free PDFs for vocabulary and expressions related to everyday life. This one I showed earlier is about family. Maybe another good time to practice today's grammar point is when you're shopping too. So this is shopping related expressions. Okie dokie. Let's go to the last part for today. The last part, as I said, is using relative clauses to specify things. So we practiced relative clauses in a live stream about 3 weeks ago. Remember, relative clauses give us extra information about a noun. And we practiced something called reduced relative clauses. So making the clause shorter and when to do that. So here is how we can do this when we're describing people. So in a sentence like, he or she is the man or woman who is something something ing. You'll see a pattern like this. So let's take a look at some examples. Let's say person A in a conversation asks you a question. So I meet you and I ask you a question. I'm at your school or something. I say, who is your teacher? Who is your teacher? And you look around the room and you say in response, let's go with she. She is the woman who is talking to the students. She is the woman who is talking to the students. So in this sentence, I've used this, who is talking to the students, this part over here. So we learned from our relative clauses lesson a couple weeks ago that when we find relative pronouns followed by the to be verb, as in this case, we can remove it from the sentence. This is especially common when the relative pronoun and the to be verb are followed by a verb in the ing form. We see that pattern here. That means we can remove it. She's the woman who's talking to the students. So when we want to specify, so specify means make something clear. When we want to make it clear who a certain person in the room is, we can point and use a relative clause to describe this. Oh, who's your teacher? She's the woman who's talking to the students over there. So let's see, I think we have a little bit of time for one more example. So let me grab, excuse me, my note real quick and we'll take a look. Okay, so again, I wanted to introduce one that's maybe good for emergency situations. So, for example, if you're on the street with a friend, you might say something like, look, see that guy who is running? I think he stole something. So here's another situation where you can use this grammar point. So let's break this down. You're with a friend and you see something suddenly and you want to express quickly a specific person. Look, see that guy, again, the same grammar point, who is running. So someone is running. See that guy who is running? I think he stole something. So in like an emergency situation. Here again, we can remove who is. In this case, it's probably best to remove the who is because we want to share this information as quickly as possible. It's an emergency situation. We want to say it as fast as possible. So we remove this part, this who is part. So again, when you have a relative pronoun, who, which, or that, followed by a to be verb, is, was, are, and so on, you can remove it. We see this with verbs ending in ing and also with prepositional phrases. So let's see, we have a couple more minutes. I have time to share maybe one more example, and then we'll conclude today's lesson. Excuse me. Okay, so let's take a look. Maybe let's do this one, where we cannot reduce the sentence. So, for example, let's say you meet me somewhere on the street one day, and you come up to me and you say, excuse me, are you the person who teaches English on the internet? So here is a sentence we cannot reduce. We cannot reduce this sentence. So, I know. Are you the person who teaches? So in this case, I cannot remove this because this is not followed by is. I cannot do that. So please keep this in mind. If your verb is not followed, or I'm sorry, if your relative pronoun is not followed by is, you cannot remove it in this case. So if you see me, are you the person who teaches English on the internet? I might say, yes, I am. Nice to meet you. So let's take a look at some of your examples. I see many. I'll start on YouTube. That guy who is running is my friend. He is a thief, says Edgar. Okay, that's a little disturbing. Good example. Okay, some other examples. Wayne says, hey man, who is the girl who is looking at the sign? Good, okay. Who is the girl who is looking at the sign? Perfect, you can reduce it. Who is the girl looking at the sign? Good example. Some other ones. Julian says, she is the woman who is swimming. Great. And again, we can reduce it. She is the woman swimming. Nice one. Okay. Kanwaljit has a great example on YouTube. The girl standing over there wearing a black sweater is my classmate. Great example. So that person, let's see, I'm a little out of space here. So maybe person plus over there is a great way to introduce it. The girl over there the girl over there in clothing is something. This is another really good pattern you can use. The person or the guy or the girl over there in is the preposition that we use. In a red sweater, in a red jacket. So we use this to talk about the clothing. You can use wearing is also good. Great. Some other examples. She is the girl with long hair. Good. Zhang from Facebook sounds great. Some other examples. Who is the person who helped you? Okay, so try to build these big sentences that share lots and lots of information. So when you point across the room at someone, you can easily understand that. Okay, so I get to go for a little bit longer today. Okay, cool. Let's see, I get a little extra time today, so I'll share one more example, something else I wanted to talk to you about. Let's see, what else can I share with you? Let me choose another example sentence to talk about. Okay, let's try this one. If you're with like a group of people, so you go to like a conference or maybe a competition of some kind, and you want to be clear about your own team members, you can use our to begin the sentence. So I'll write it here maybe so we can see. So another way to consider how you can specify someone is by changing the person at the beginning of the sentence. For example, our team leader is the person who is giving the opening speech. Okay, the opening speech. So our team leader is the person who is giving the opening speech. So again, I've used the same relative pronoun plus be verb again. Our team leader is the person who is giving the opening speech at the conference. So I've shown someone belongs to my group, our team leader. Our team leader. I can reduce this sentence even more. Our team leader is the person giving the opening speech at the conference. So these are just a few ways, a few samples of how you can make these very specific sentences to describe a person or to show that someone belongs to your group. And we can do this with these relative clauses. Maybe I'll finish today with one more very useful one, and then we'll call it good. I'll have one more then. Okay. When you are shopping, or maybe you're at an event of some kind and you're looking for help, or you're looking for like a manager, you can use this sentence. Where do I have room? Where can you see? I'll put it, is here good? Okay, I'll put it here. So maybe our last example, I'm out of space for the day. This is a good question to use. Are you the person who is in charge, for example, of this event or of this party? Question. This is a question. So you're looking for some help. You're looking for like a manager or something like that. Excuse me, is how you would begin the sentence. Excuse me, are you the person who is in charge of the event? So again, we can remove this who is. We don't have to, but we can. In this case, I'm not using an ing form. You'll notice that. But we use in charge of something. So when we have these prepositional phrases, remember a preposition is in, at, by, on, for, those little tiny words. When we follow this with the prepositional phrase, we can drop as well. So are you the person who's in charge of the event? I have a question. So you can use this when you're looking for someone to help you too. So these are a few examples of expressions that you can use with relative clauses. Phew! That was a long lesson. I got some extra time today. Yay! Okay, but I have to finish up. So let's wrap it up. Thank you for all of your excellent example sentences today. That was fantastic. Wow, there's so many people who joined. Woohoo! Great. So please, if you're just joining for the first time today, welcome, of course. But I have to sign off, unfortunately. So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming this week. And please join us next week as well. Next week, oh my gosh, November 21st already. Wow. Okay, November 21st, next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The topic will be how to make requests and offers. How to make requests and offers. I've been getting a lot of questions from you about using will and shall and so on. So we're going to talk and practice about making requests, asking for something, and offers, so sharing something. So please join us again next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. Please use your Google skills to find your local time, or you can set a reminder on Facebook or YouTube so that you don't miss us live. So please check that out. Also, please don't forget, if you have not already, to go download your free stuff, your free PDF cheat sheets, vocabulary and expressions for many different things in your life. You can find these from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. They are free from EnglishClass101.com. If you do not have an account, you can make a free account and you can access these for free. So I'll sign off there. Thank you very much for joining us live this week. We all really appreciate it. Thank you very much for liking and sharing the video too. That was awesome. Good luck with your studies this week and enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend too. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.